this is the day that you have made for old and ineffective assumptions, biases, and protocols to be replaced with new knowledge.
A very, very pleasant good morning to everyone. Today is going to be really very exciting. I was saying to myself last night, if the whole world will be witnessing what is going to take place here, then the center of gravity of this planet will be here. And for a certain reason, because we have the best of the doctors who have done very significant in way of solution to this pandemic, will be here, will be presenting. And the pandemic came not just a surprise for everyone. It was shocking. And every doctor will be thinking when the pandemic started, what's the case fatality rate? But early on they were saying there cannot be answered because there's no controlled population, but there was. Do you remember February 4th, March 1, the Princess Diamond cruise ship? It was giving the answer. There were 3,711 passengers, 712 were infected, 14 died. Case fatality 1.97%. So as a doctor, we will know, well, this is not after all a really monstrous virus. We can conquer this. If we look into SARS-CoV 2002, it was 11%. MERS-CoV, it was the effect. This one is only 1.97. And now it has been 20 months that we're in the pandemic. Experts are saying it will only be from 18 to 24, that's the longest. So we're 20 months already. And now we have, I believe the virus has already pervaded every nook and corner of this planet. We are all breathing SARS-CoV viruses. It's just very low. And therefore we can do the mathematics now. As of this day, we have 418,000 total cases worldwide, with total deaths of 5,188,000 plus. And we do the mathematics, it's exactly 2% case fatality rate. So it's really a conquerable viral pandemic. So I was writing in my book, I was quoting Sun Tzu, he's saying, know thyself, know thy enemy, 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. And so, how shocking was it in the Philippines? We only heard of our first few cases. In March 6, we have only 5 cases. 20 days thereafter, March 26, it was a shocking day. March 26 we had 709 cases, but there were 45 deaths already. But what was shocking? Big headline: 9 doctors died on that same day. All were frontliners, all were intubated. So I was analyzing what happened. And that's 20%. 9 over 45 is 20%. And so the whole circle of doctors were shocked. So that's, as a doctor, we are risking. As doctors, we will be risking our lives if we look into the patients. And then just count another 5 days, March 30. Another 8 doctors, different dates. On that 5 days, another 8 doctors added to the number, and there were already a total of 88 deaths, and that's still 20%. And so we, as doctors, it is our mission really to save lives. So we were looking into cures, and we heard about China is using chloroquine sulfate anti-malaria, and they were doing good. And South Korea followed, and they were using hydroxychloroquine, they were doing good. So we said, doctors who were keeping track on all these things, we have the answer. We have hydroxychloroquine, the anti-rheumatic medicine. And then that was March. And then came May 2020, we got ivermectin. Monash University came out with a study, 48 hours, you inactivate 99.8% of the virus in vitro. But that was a very significant study. Many doctors started using it in their patients in different parts of the world. I, for one, in the Philippines, I was looking for ivermectin. And I will tell you some stories. I was using I'm not ashamed admitting that I was using the veterinary for it. during that time, May and June. And I have to add, in July it was established that steroids will play a big part, and it was established. So I was so blessed that I got in contact with Dr. Marivilla. She was teaching about steroids. Okay, let me go before I lose track now. Let me go to some of my cases that I gathered who were using ivermectin in the Philippines. You know why? You know, in the States they have so many very good medications like fluvoxamine and all that, but we don't have that here. We only have ivermectin, and many people are poor, and they can't even afford the other medication. They just have to stick on the lowly ivermectin antiparasitic medicine, but it was doing them good. Early on, I think it was about July last year, I had this patient, a 7-year-old, diabetic, and my gut hair was already the 10th day from onset of symptoms. X-ray was showing pneumonia, and she's not eating for 5 days because she's really severe case. And it was in the house, so I treated her. I gave her an ivermectin 15 milligram veterinary, and I gave her intravenous vitamin C 70 grams. That's 70,000 milligrams. And that's day 1 of my treatment. Day 3, I gave her another 100 gram vitamin C and DMS, so 10 mLs in another ivermectin. But I went to the province, I forgot about the patient. I called her after 1 week, and I was worried what happened to her. She said, "No, I'm fully recovered, doc. What did you do?" I just took another 15 milligram of that ivermectin, and I'm okay. So that was one of the, to my mind, it was amazing. It was a big learning experience for me. And then, many patients came, and then I had this case in somewhere in Quezon province. The whole family was given ivermectin. That time I already was able to distribute, and I found a way to get ivermectin from China, and I put it in capsules. I was doing encapsulation myself, and I was giving to people. And there's this case, her name is Princess, 8-year-old female, autistic. The whole family was given ivermectin, but she was not given. And she got severe COVID. She was brought to the hospital, and she was transferred to the province hospital for the treatment. And I was talking, it's good the aunt was with her. They allowed her in the ICU because she is also COVID, but not so much symptomatic at that. And what happened? He was calling me. I was telling him, give ivermectin, vitamin C, stay on that. Don't allow her to get intubated. And then after a month, he was calling, "Doc, I have to thank you. My niece we are about to be transferred to the private room. The oxygen was taken off. She's doing well. Weeks time." What happened? I was giving her ivermectin. I was giving her vitamin C, high dose. And I want to tell you, Doc, tell your patients not to get intubated. All the patients here in the ICU who were intubated all died, but my niece was not intubated. I was sticking to your advice, Doc, not to get intubated. And then I have to tell you another story of a 25-year-old female. That's recent. In time, when the DOH was saying ivermectin is nephrotoxic and hepatotoxic, and this patient came, this experience. It was a severe case, 6 weeks case. She was going to my Zoom meeting every week, and I was telling her, okay, we have to increase your dose. I gave her highest 8 capsules of ivermectin, and 8 capsules is about 2,000 microgram per kilogram body weight. And what happened was, slowly she improved. And on the 6 weeks, she was giving her testimony in the Zoom, and she was saying, "I'm fully recovered." And you know what? The aunt brought in and said, "Doc, you have a total of 230 capsules. My God, you know how much is that? That's 3,450 milligrams of ivermectin." And we got her creatinine. It was 78. And we got her SGPT, it was 28. All normal. And one other thing about that patient, she got severe COVID, and 3 of her other office mates got severe COVID. She was managed at home. She doesn't want to go to the hospital. And the 3 other office mates were managed in different hospitals. Subsequently, they all died. And she was only using ivermectin. Of course, the other therapies where I gave colchicine, I gave metronidazole, vitamins. And I want to mention one last patient, 5-month-old infant. The whole family of 4, father has severe COVID, 6 capsules are making Levothyroxine. The mother, 4 capsules, also have COVID. And the sibling, about 3-year-old, also have. But the infant was dying. She had diarrhea for 3 days, floppy already, and the mother was thinking she's dying because it's not just watery diarrhea, now it's becoming bloody diarrhea. Dysentery. And so they were calling my delivery channel, and my delivery channel, I don't know what to do. You just do what you want to do. And you know what the mother did? It's good the baby's still drinking some milk. She put 1 whole capsule, then that's 50 milligrams. You do the mathematics, that's 2,500 per kilogram because the child was only 6 kilograms. Already, from 6.5 she has turned 6 kilograms. And on the first day they saw improvement. They did it for 2 more days. 1 whole capsule for a 6 kilogram infant. She was recovered after 3 days. So that is, if I should say, a miracle of Ivermectin, the wonder of Ivermectin in this country. Okay. We were blessed to, CDCPH have been approaching the health authorities for a forum. We were blessed to have it June. We were in a Zoom meeting with a respectable health secretary. And what they were saying, we need clinical trial. And I said, I will come up with my clinical trial. And I have my clinical, I want to announce it that it's to be printed. It's composed of about 1,800 patients of prophylaxis, actually 95% success. And that was last year. I was giving ivermectin every 3 weeks, 1 capsule. Okay, I haven't gotten track of my time. 2 minutes na lang. 2 minutes na lang. Okay, anyway, this is what I want to share with many good doctors here. We just have to keep on studying. We cannot rely on our med school, learning, because therapeutics, in the field of therapeutics, is just relying on pharmaceutical research. We have pharmaceutical research. We have to rely on. We have to study, continue studying. We have to be very keen on our observation. We have to be quick and sharp with our assessment and diagnosis, and we have to be very decisive with our therapeutics. And we have to have the good heart of a doctor. We have to practice our profession in the most conscientious way that it should be. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I have to give the keynote. How an early aggressive management of COVID will make a big difference. That will be given by Dr. Vercoy. Early aggressive management. What early treatment protocols do we have? That will be given by Dr. Peter Mukoto. Early treatment protocols. What importance or what impact does COVID-19 have on the microbiome? That will be given by Dr. Zabin Hazan. And what is the real deal? Natural immunity or vaccine-acquired immunity? We have Dr. Castillo, Rafael Castillo, to deliver that to us. And of course, the most auspicious of the things we will hear, early outpatient management of high-risk COVID patient. Our beloved Dr. Mario Cuida. We are all excited now. And before I go to my seat, I would like to give a short inspirational message. Life is short. Art is long. Man born of woman is short-lived and glutted with agitation. Man's existence is riddled with troubles. But it depends on us, how we make our times happy, how we make our every moment joyful and blissful, and how we make our whole being and existence profound. So life is really beautiful, and life is what we make it. And we have to remember, mix darkness with light. What will prevail? It will be the light. And I believe so everyone in this hall, we're all the illuminators of this world, to helping in this pandemic. And so, just as Ms. Karina, congratulate you. I also congratulate each one of you for doing the best part in this pandemic.